you ever feel completely stuck? Like you're putting in all the effort, but you're just spinning your wheels? Well, let's dive into a story that might just change how you see that feeling entirely. Because it turns out, the reason we get stuck often has nothing to do with skill, or time, or even how hard we work. Nope, it's something else. So it all starts with this incredibly frustrating idea. Picture this: an artist pouring his heart and soul into his work, creating masterpiece after masterpiece, only to be the one who breaks them every single time. And look, let's get one thing straight right away. This is not a story about needing more practice or more talent. The problem here goes much, much deeper than that. And here's the twist. The real problem wasn't in his hands at all. It was in his head. The very tool he was using to create was also the weapon causing all the destruction. Okay, so let's meet this artist. His name is Ren, and his story takes place in this kinda quiet, fragile world. I mean, Ren is the definition of dedicated. He's putting in the long nights, he's pushing through the fatigue, no excuses. He's doing everything we're told you're supposed to do to succeed. But for some reason, it's just not working for him. And so he finds himself trapped in this absolutely devastating cycle. It starts with hope, but then a tiny crack appears in his work, and that's all it takes. Doubt just rushes in, completely consumes him, and just like that, another masterpiece is lost. Can you just imagine the emotional toll of that happening over and over again? And right here, this is the crucial shift. That cycle changed him. He wasn't creating from a place of peace and joy anymore. He was creating from a place of fear, just trying to prevent the next disaster. His entire mindset had flipped from creation to preservation. So at his breaking point, Ren decides he needs a different kind of answer. He leaves everything behind to find someone called the Silent Master, hoping for a key to fix his work. But you gotta understand, this journey isn't just a physical climb. With every single step, he's carrying the weight of his past, the memory of every broken piece, all that wasted time, and worst of all, that nagging internal voice telling him he's just not good enough. When he finally reaches the top, there's no grand workshop or lecture, just the master, quietly doing something strange. He's pouring tea into a cup that's already overflowing, just letting it spill everywhere. Ren, being a practical person, just states the obvious. You can't add more to something that is already at its limit. It's a simple, logical observation. And with that simple phrase, the master reveals everything. He uses Ren's own observation as a mirror. The problem wasn't a lack of anything. It was a surplus. Ren's mind wasn't empty. It was just too full of noise to function. So the diagnosis is clear. But what's the cure? While the master doesn't give Ren a lecture, he gives him a simple yet seemingly impossible task. The challenge seems simple, but the stakes are absolute. Carry a full bowl of water along a narrow path and back without spilling a single drop. This isn't a test of strength. It's a test of pure, unwavering focus. And in that moment of intense concentration, something incredible happens. The task demands all of his attention, so there's simply no room for anything else. No room for past failures, no room for fear. For the first time in years, his mind becomes quiet. He isn't trying to silence it, the task is doing it for him. When Ren returns, not a single drop spilled. The master delivers the final, crucial lesson. The problem was never your hands, he says. It was the noise in your mind. It was that internal chaos that was sabotaging his own brilliant talent. Okay, so let's bring this out of the story and apply it to us. Because Ren's problem is a universal one. We all have noise in our minds that holds us back. And this gets to the heart of why we feel stuck. Our natural instinct is to think we need to add something, more effort, more skill, more time. But what if the problem is the opposite? What if the real obstacle isn't what we're missing, but what we're already carrying? And this is what that baggage looks like. It's the ghosts of old failures we can't let go of. It's the endless cycle of overthinking every decision. It's that paralyzing fear of judgment and that nagging inner critic. Our minds, just like Ren's teacup, are full. And this is the paradox. We think growth comes from adding more. But what if real progress, real creativity, comes from letting go? It's not about addition, it's about subtraction. It's about creating the mental space for your talent to breathe.
So what happened when Ren took this lesson back to his workshop? Let's go back to his story and see how this all wraps up.
This is the result of that internal shift. He returns to his workshop with the same skill, the same dedication, but the state from which he works is brand new. He's not working harder, he's working clearer. And this time, nothing breaks. And here is the final, beautiful realization. We thought the goal was the perfect sculpture, but we were looking at the wrong thing. The true masterpiece Run was crafting all along was his own still, silent, and focused mind. So that leaves us with a question. Forget for a moment about what you think you need to add to your life. Instead, what do you need to let go of? If you could quiet the noise, even for a moment, what masterpiece is waiting inside you to be created?